Wine shopping.
Say hello, Lily. Because you're
Hey,
so
June.
I'm Jane. So, can you actually introduce yourself first, please?
Sure. My name is Lily,
Mm-hmm.
um, and I live in Astoria, Queens.
Mm-hmm. Um, and how's the situation over there?
It's been good. So yeah, I've lived in New York City for like 10 years actually.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been here for a while, and I really love the city. I've lived in Astoria ever since.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm happy to have lived here during the pandemic. It's been like a nice community and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and we have plenty of uh, places to buy wine. So I
Mm-hmm.
usually buy here, but also a lot of times in the city actually.
Because alcohol gives people power.
Yeah, exactly. I've definitely been enjoying wine more during the pandemic.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So, what do you like? Like, what kind of wine do you usually like in general?
Mm. I'm definitely more. I feel like this might be something a lot of people say, but I definitely
Mm-hmm.
usually prefer like a drier wine.
Yeah.
Um, like I'm not like I don't drink that much like sweet things. I don't usually like. That's why sometimes I choose wine
Mm-hmm.
when I'm choosing a drink because
Yeah.
I don't really like sweet cocktails or anything like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I normally like, and
Mm-hmm.
I like trying. I think I definitely have interest in like international wines, just
Uh-huh.
because maybe I like international things
Yeah.
in general, and of course like the reputation of French and Italian wine and
Yeah.
things like that.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's kind of like a curiosity thing. I think that's what um, I look for, something unique, something different.
Like, have you actually been to those wineries before then?
Um, I've never really sought out. I went to one winery in
Mm-hmm.
Italy, actually, in Florence, because I had a friend, actually someone I met on couch surfing, and he
Yeah.
worked with wine. So I did go to one, like a traditional like Italian
Yeah.
vineyard, and so that was cool. But since then, I've never really. Some places in New York State,
Oh, cool.
I've been to some small wineries, but yeah, that's always a fun part of the process too. Like that. I
Yeah.
think that's what makes wine fun,
Mm-hmm.
um, as opposed to maybe. I mean, I guess you can go visit distilleries and stuff too,
Mm-hmm.
but it's part of the wine experience, which is cool.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really like pretty exotic or some kind of special experience to visit the vineyard because you actually see how it's grown. Like if you go to distiller, you can see how it's made, but not really how it's grown. But
Mm.
for the vineyards, you can actually see how it's grown and how it's made, both at the same time. So I think it's interesting.
Yeah, that's a good
Yeah.
point. The whole process.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, cool.
And then what you absolutely dislike or hate, like something you will just toss it out like immediately. Oh shit.
Oh man, I don't know if there's any. I guess some of those like really sweet like dessert wines
Mhm.
maybe
Okay.
like I can't even think of like the name of them, but
Hmm.
some of those like Moscato kind of things.
Oh, okay.
I think. Yeah. I'm not. Maybe if it's like if someone tells me like, oh, this is like really good, this is like a good vintage, I'll
Yeah.
drink it because I respect it.
Uh-huh.
But like in general, like yeah, I don't really go towards like the dessert or ice wines or whatever those
Hmm.
are called. Yeah. That's probably the only thing I wouldn't really
Hmm. And then like what do you care when you like buy the wine? Like what are the factors that you care the most?
drink. Definitely, I know this is like important for some people, not for everyone.
Uh-huh.
For me, like price point is important.
Yeah.
Because I definitely, yeah, like my budget's pretty low when it comes to buying alcohol.
Hmm.
So I uh, definitely look at price point.
Yeah.
Like I usually go to like Trader Joe's, that wine shop on 14th Street is
Hmm.
usually a place I really like to go because they always have like really good prices. But
Hmm.
at the same time, I like to balance it against like what I perceive as quality, which is
Yeah.
sometimes really hard to tell. I'll
Hmm.
try to look at the label and see where it comes from. Sometimes I try to look at reviews, but it also sometimes I must say I'm a sucker for the labels.
Yeah.
Like I like an interesting label sometimes.
Hmm.
Yeah, sometimes I mean, once again, novelty. I like looking for something
Hmm.
I've never tried before, something different. So if
Yeah.
it's like maybe a brand, if it's like a wine shop I go to a lot,
Hmm.
and I notice something on the shelf that I've never seen before, I'm like
Hmm.
definitely curious to try it. So maybe
Yeah.
I'll try it.
You're definitely very curious type that you're willing to try something new if it looks interesting or the new region or new grape variety.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think that's maybe because I'm like not that knowledgeable about. I'm not that knowledgeable about wine, so like,
Hmm.
yeah, I'm pretty much willing to try everything and see
Yeah.
what I like, and try to remember it.
So then, like so far, what were your like most like, memorable or impressed wines, or the
Um,
region or something?
uh-huh, definitely, I was surprised by how much I liked. Oh, I think they're from Portugal. It's like the Vinho Verde.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I really liked. I tried a couple of those, and
Hmm.
I really liked it. It was very, very drinkable,
Hmm.
and that's been a favorite. Um, Definitely, rosé is funny because I've
Hmm.
had like rosés I don't really like, but then I've
Yeah.
had some rosés that are like really, really like unique and something
Hmm.
that are really special. Um, and yeah, there's been some red wines that I've really liked that I cannot remember. But I feel like you like sometimes find a red wine
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's like it's perfect for the time and
Hmm.
the environment and everything.
Especially in summer, like like if it's hot, then you really don't want to feel the tanning in your mouth because you're like covering up and it feels so quite warm in, in your mouth.
Yeah, right. You're right.
Yeah,
Something's
it's
like
like it feels like you have a blanket in your mouth or something, so it's extra.
that's true. That's what I like about wine is that yeah, it can adapt to like the weather. Like you can have like a red wine when it's cold or like
Mhm.
something more refreshing.
All right. And then maybe we can see what wines you got.
This is what I got. It is a Pinot Grigio.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. The brand is Gaetano Diaquino.
Hmm.
it's it's obviously from Italy.
Hmm.
It says Pinot Grigio della Venezia, I guess from Venice.
Hmm.
It's 2019, so it's not a particularly old
Yeah.
vintage. It says it's got a full dry flavor and a pleasingly bitter aftertaste, which I like
Hmm.
usually.
Yeah.
They recommend it for hors d'oeuvres and fish, soups and white meat. Yeah, and so I got it at Trader Joe's
Hmm.
actually. Um, and I think what attracted me about it was one, the price point was pretty low. I can't remember. I think it was like $7 or $8
Oh
actually.
wow, that's really
Yeah,
good
yeah,
price. Yeah.
yeah, really good price at Trader Joe's. Um, and I really I was craving like a drier white wine for
Hmm.
the heat. It was especially a hot day.
Yeah.
But yeah, yeah. So I kind of wanted. Yeah, evidently, I was like looking for um,
Yeah.
something more refreshing right
Yeah.
now because it's like the middle of the summer. But yeah, it's like maybe needed to chill a little while longer. But
Yeah.
yeah,
How is it?
it's good. Let's see. Yeah, it's definitely on the drier side.
Uh-huh.
Um, um, like yeah, maybe a bit floral.
Hmm. Cool.
I think that's what it said on it. Um, But yes, floral. Yeah, I like it for the price point, which
Hmm.
is like super low. I think it's not bad. It seems pretty acidic. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Actually, yeah, I would say I actually shared a white wine with a
Hmm.
friend yesterday that she brought. I think it was Italian because she's Italian,
Yeah.
and that was yeah. There's a noticeable difference in that was definitely less acidic and this is a little bit more.
Okay.
Um, yeah, yeah. I don't find that totally unpleasant. I kind of like acid and
Hmm.
food and drink and everything. But is that kind of does that have to do with like the quality of the wine? Is like can a higher quality wine be acidic, or is it usually more of like a lower quality?
It really doesn't really have to be related with the quality. I mean, definitely it's for the ageability. It helps. Just like we make a pickle with vinegar to keep it long, and so that for the wine itself too, if it's very acidic, it's also helpful. But it's also about the balance. Yeah, like let's say that it's only acidic, but all other flavors are kind of lacking. Then
Hmm.
it's also like it's like oh, it's like lemony or something too much, so that people don't
Yeah.
really find it pleasant. So it can be acidic, which is good, and it's also refreshing. It's also better to match with the food. But at the same time, it's all about the balance.
Hmm. Hmm.
But maybe in this case, it could be just well balanced. It's good. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I definitely think this would be good with like maybe some
Mhm.
pasta or some sort of seafood.
Yeah.
Mm. Like sulfites? Do most wines add sulfites?
The sulfur is pretty much everywhere. And if you buy the apple, the peel of the apple is actually full of the sulfur. And just naturally, the grapes have its sulfite too. It's just that people can add more either artificial or more natural things to it. And I think if people actually modify, the amount, it's usually fine if you just swirl it or if you just in the air for some time, like a couple of minutes, and they usually kind of fly away. So
Interesting.
yeah, you really don't think it unless they like inject so much, like
Yeah, yeah.
here's
That'd be
my
annoying.
sulfur juice or something. Then,
With
then
some wine in it.
yeah, and then in that case, it kind of protects the wine from oxidation and also bacteria and everything. That's why they use it. So yeah, like if it's moderate amount, it's actually harmful unless someone has serious allergen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.